Hi everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Power of Knowing Forum's Regenesis Talks, a LinkedIn live event episode 182. Today we are discussing on the topic of profitable pivot, how to reinvent your business in challenging times. To have this topic discussed, we have the honor of having Mr. Thomas Welsh, Mr. Rajiv Bajaj, and Mr. Sunil Kumar joining us today. Without further ado, let's welcome our esteemed speakers to our podcast event. Hi Rajiv, hi Thomas, hi Sunil. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Prem.
Hi. What do you, Thomas?
Okay, thank you. Welcome everyone to our 56th LinkedIn Live session presented by us at Regenesis. Today's topic is one of the most critical conversations for any manager, any executive, or any organization looking to thrive during uncertainty and even during 2025. Profit pivot, how to reinvent your business in challenging times. Our focus today is simple but transformational. How to manage and organize to create more profit. Yes, even in today's unpredictable environment, by the end of this session, you'll have actionable strategies to lead profit focused reinvention and prepare for the opportunities ahead. So I'm going to dive out. Now I'm thrilled to pass the spotlight to Rajiv, who will guide us into today's conversation. Over to you, Rajiv.
Thank you, Thomas, and welcome everyone. Let's dive into today's crucial topic, which is profit pivot, how to reinvent your business in challenging times. And so you know that this is an era of business transformation. So there's a lot of pull and pressure from all the sides. So how to manage the situation during these challenging times is something which we are going to discuss today. So why this is important? Because whether you are leading a small team or a global organization, you are facing mounting challenges because the costs are rising, economic uncertainty is there, there are shifting market demands, and yet here's the truth that challenging times are the best times for profit reinvention. I always say that if you are focusing on profit reinvention, nothing can stop you from moving ahead and go to the market with confidence. So, to succeed in this reinvention, three major shifts are essential. The first one being changing the way you manage. Uh, Second, of course, is developing your organization as a system or a process and make it process driven. And the third one, of course, is creating the recognizable way to connect and partner. So let's dive into all these three areas one by one. So, changing the way you manage, most organizations are stuck in cost cutting mode. They are always thinking that, okay, I cut on cost and I'll be making more profit. But actually, the profit is created, isn't created by saving, it's created by generating more revenue than expenditure. So, if you are focused on sales, if you are focused on increasing your top line, then definitely that will result into more and more healthier bottom line. So profit focused thinking starts with every manager leading from the front. So all the team members should be encouraged to move in a direction where the whole organization is thinking about profitability. The whole organization has one goal, and that is to make the profit and, of course, to increase the revenue of the company. Second, the important aspect which I would like to talk about today is developing your organization as a system. Because if your organization doesn't operate as a system with an observable rationale, you will always be stuck in the past. Budget is limited by yesterday's decisions, and a Regenesis system allows you to make real-time decisions that are, ROI unlimited and future focused. So we always tell you and to look at the future, and of course past learnings have to be kept in mind while taking the future decisions. but at the same time, we should not always be stuck in the past. We should develop processes, we should develop organization as a system, and we should actually follow that in a structured way. And that is where businesses help you in devising those future-oriented systems, and that, of course, will make sure that your return on investment is unlimited and you grow at much faster pace. The third important thing, of course, is creating a recognizable way to connect and partner. On the global stage, companies need partners. You need to actually carry people with you. You need to collaborate, not subordinates. So, if you are just looking at subordinates, then it doesn't work this way. You have to partner with people. You have to, even your top organizational management team should be treated as partner and should be treated as equal, so that to succeed, your system for result generation must align seamlessly with others in critical areas like people alignment, processes, and profitable growth. So I think all these important aspects need to be well structured and well aligned, so that you move as a well oiled machine, and you actually uh, connect and partner with your top team, as well as the people who are around you, the customers, the people who are actually taking your services, and those who are looking at you and work with you as a business entity. So today, our speakers will break down each of these shifts into actionable steps. First up, let's hear from Sunil, who will guide us through how to change the way you manage. Sunil, over to you.
Thanks, Rajiv. It's really very, very important topic and very close to my heart. Not for my heart, but every business manager. Because we all are here for the profit, we all are here for the business. And money matters. So the gentleman, the important fact is that how you manage, that is important. And that will show the way that profit will happen or not. And I will start with one important dialogue of Shahrukh Khan. अगर आप किसी को किसी चीज को शिद्दत से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात उसे पूरा करने में लग जाती है. So if you dream something with passion, with your confidence, with your conviction, then whole world will come together and they will help you out to achieve that. And that is the power of thinking, that is the power of positive thinking, that is the power of your way of doing the things. So the most important part of improving the profit is changing the way you manage. You have to leave the way the people used to manage to survive. Instead of doing the things or managing the things for survival, start managing the things to generate the profit for the organization, profit for all the stakeholders, for the benefit of the employee, for the benefit of the stakeholders, for benefit of the society, for everybody. The day the leader start thinking that I have to make the profit, things will happen, and things happens. They find the way of doing that. I will take 3 4 steps in that. The first important step is shift from cost cutting to revenue growth. Don't ask the question that how do we save? Instead of ask the question how do we grow? And believe me, magic is here. The moment you will ask your team member that how we grow, they will find and you will get hundreds of ideas. And that idea exists within your businesses, that exists within your surroundings, internal as well as external. But the issue is your focus is there or not. So if your focus is, if your shift is that yes, we are here to grow, then everybody will start thinking. So first is that. The second is build profit tracking dashboard. Believe me, I'm a strong believer. Whatever you want to achieve, whatever you want to grow, you have to start measure it. If you will measure, then only you will grow. If you will measure, then only things will happen. Otherwise, everybody is superstar in this world. But the box office collection is important. Take the example of recently released one movie, that is recently released one movie, and that is, what is that? Puspa 2. What a marvelous collection. So that is a demonstration of things. So start doing that. You must have dashboard. Each and every action wherever this should happen, that's let the things should happen. The third important is empower managers to take the ROI driven decisions. You have to decentralize the things. You have to train your people that whatever action you are taking, just ask two questions. Is there any profit in it? Is anything good in it? We are going to serve something better for the customer. We are going to create some value out of it. If the answer is yes, go ahead. The next and very, very important, align compensation to profit creation. Gentlemen, profit is not for the organization only. Profit is for all the stakeholders, and that includes your employee. You have to motivate them. Money is important for them also. So motivate them that it will be get shared with them. The next is communicate the profit imperative. That is also very, very important. Every manager and team member must understand that profit matters. If the profit will happen, then only business will survive. Then only we and you are required for the organization. Otherwise, we are not. We are having some live example. I have some live example of this. I don't have time to explain everything, but I will just take 1 minute to share one story. One of my client who was working, who was ancillary of AC and refrigerator manufacturing company. There was some bad time because there were a lot of competition, and they were in doldrum that what will happen. Believe me, this change of shift has helped him not only in improving their profit but diversify their businesses in different area, because the type of a skill set, the technical know-how they were having, that were not required, that were not limited for those industry only. The industry segment they can serve was huge, but they were not tapping. So that demonstration, that mind shift has happened within the organization, and rest is the history. That was 100 crore company, and today that company is of 1,000 crore company. So that is the power of this shift, changing the way you manage it. Over to you, Prem. I think you can take the second point.
Thanks, Sunil. Thank you. That was a extensive run out on what is to be done while we look at changing the way you manage. Uh, I would like to take on to the next step, developing. How do you develop your organization as a system? So let's look at saying only a profit focused organization does not rely on guesswork. So anything that you need to operate has to have a system, and how to build that system is a plan that we need to put to have organizations being very specific. So what I would like to do here is I've put a system where we have put that system into five different categories on. I'll go one by one while we discuss all the five topics here. So the first is to define a logic of the operating system. So you should understand what is that you have to have an organization, ensure your organization is rational and operates are observable and understandable to anyone who's part of it, whether it is internal or external. Everybody should be in a position to understand the operating system of the organization, and with that kind of logic that is built, people would start adopting it. Now, coming to the second point is integrate the real-time decision-making tools. Shift from manual stuffs where you shift from static budgets to dynamic tools that enable decisions based on current opportunities, not on the constraints, but look at more of opportunities and where we can look at. That would give a lot of insights on real-time data that will be collected, and these tools help you make better decisions, better managed decisions. I would say that is what we would like to have as a real-time decision-making tools. Now, coming to the third point, clarity in the roles in the system. Most of the time, what we've seen is everyone in the organization must know how their role contributes to the profits and how they collaborate with the others in the system. Because that kind of a system would help whom to contact, what to be done, who holds the responsibility of taking such decisions, what roles are there for him to look at. That gives the clarity for the roles in the system. And the fourth point that I would like to look at, look on the ROI, focus on the ROI driven metrics. Build systems that prioritize profit generation KPIs, not just completion of a cost reduction piece. Most of the times when you see people look at metrics and start working on cost reductions, which is not an ideal situation for any organization to be part of. Build systems that prioritize the profit generations. That would help the organization. And the last point about is quick adoption of external inputs. You should have a system that is designed to incorporate feedback. I think feedback is one thing that gives a lot of insight for the system to be built upon, whether it is from customers, competitors, or economic shifts. The pivotal in real time. So, looking at that, you should have a simple analogical like car engine to illustrate how the systems create sustainable momentum. Highlight how organizations struck in the past can't compete with ROA focused system driven. And now let me hear from Thomas and how he will take into the critical finals shift, creating recognizable ways to connect and partner. Over to you, Thomas.
Thank you, Prem, and thank you, Sunil, and thank you, Rajiv. I think that's provided an excellent block by block account of the things that really matters to the profitability of an organization. Too many times, I guess I've been in a situation where I've kind of had access to both parties in people who want to work together. And too many times, what I see is the Indian partner somehow ends up in second place to a partner from elsewhere in the world who will run the show and use the Indian partner as somehow a little bit less in the kind of relationship. That's not quite right. Because as I've learned more about the wonderful Indian companies and Indian people that I've encountered, particularly the Indian managers, is often your way of thinking about things and Indian companies' way of doing things is actually superior. And I think what gets in the way is some of the things that we've talked about. There's somehow a disconnection or a misconnection in the language. And because the Western companies or the companies elsewhere in the world can't understand your system, somehow they almost regard you as having a solution to provide services or products that come from a bit of a black box. So they wrap the black box in their system and just have you deliver the thing, whether it's outplacement or outsourcing or whatever it is. And really, what would be much more fair and perhaps much more appropriate is to have a meeting of equals. So I think this final section joins all this together. Yes, we need managers to talk differently and to behave differently, to be more oriented towards profit and be able to describe how they're doing that. That gives the partners that they get involved with elsewhere in the world or even elsewhere in India much more confidence. If we can then understand the organization you're in as a system that you can show us, help us understand, we can see, the outside companies can see how to connect to you and how to partner with you in a way that's equal. And I think that's really, really important just now. Because in today's interconnected world, no organization thrives alone. And particularly in India, with the growth as it is and the innovation as it is and the startups as many as they are, we really need you to succeed on the global stage, because I do believe you also add another better dimension for the world to build upon. And what we're looking for is for you to build partnerships as an equal, not a junior player. So here's how. The 5 main things. Once you've got your organization built as a system, and I think the system has, how do your people system, how do you align and mobilize your people behind core profit objectives? Often, we have to just trust that you will somehow create the outputs that are required to make the profit possible. But often we don't understand how. So if you can get better at showing us that as a system, if you could then show us your core processes, what they are, how they work, how they could integrate and interact with the other organization's core systems, how they could be joined together, makes people much more confident. And then finally, it's mobilizing people to actually deliver the results. So how does all that work, and how do you get the expansion required, and how will you deliver the profit? So it's just having a much more understandable picture of your system. And partners need to see how your organization delivers consistent, measurable results and how your system complements theirs. If they can't see the workings, they can't understand that, and they have to put you back in the box. And they manage the box by wrapping their systems around yours. And it's not quite right, because often it limits what your systems can do. So number 2 would be to align people across the organizations. And this clarity and this need to create clear frameworks for aligning roles and responsibilities with clear processes between your team and your partner's team, I think is really crucial. And this is why we've brought Regenesis to India, because there is so much potential. There is so much growth. It would be a shame for it to achieve so much less than is actually possible. So that's why we've come here first. And we want to work with more and more companies now. We're ready to take Regenesis out to all the businesses and all the managers in India. And we've started that process. So one by one, company by company, manager by manager, executive by executive, we hope to be able to bring you the Regenesis process, because it does achieve this transition. And then once you standardize your core processes, other people are confident your processes are robust, yet flexible enough to integrate seamlessly with their organization. It just makes everybody much more competent and confident that success is achievable. I used to work with a very famous manager. His name, I think, was Peter Morgan, but his claim to fame was he dissolved a massive problematic network in a huge organization. And when our managers used to go into his boardroom, he would simply ask one question, and it would be, how will it work? Or how does it work? And if the people couldn't answer his question, they'd have to go away and do some more work before he'd even listen to their ideas and their proposal about how they could make improvement. So I think the same is true here. I think Indian companies often suffer from the how will it work deficit. So, and once you've got that, once you know how it works, you can then build joint profit strategies and work with partners to identify mutually beneficial opportunities for profitable growth on both sides. And then finally, we mustn't forget at this time particularly, we must also find ways to leverage technology for integration. And again, we need to understand how that technology works, not the detail, not the commercially sensitive kind of secrets, the operating system of it. What we need to understand is how it interacts with the outer world of people and the other organization and the customers. So use technology platforms to align communication and data sharing and performance tracking across partnerships in a way that's understandable. And I can't stress this often enough. We need to make somehow the black box of the Indian magic company somehow more understandable. And Regenesis has been specifically designed in its Indian version to help with that process. So that's what I want to bring to your minds. And also, if you're a manager practicing in an organization, it also makes your role and your capabilities so much more understandable. And it makes you so much more employable and promotable. And of course, long term, that means more salary. So this is really important at all the levels we've just talked through. So that's probably all I want to say just now. What I'd like to do is hand back to Rajiv to talk about how you can interact with us right now and get your version of Regenesis and get certified as a Regenesis practitioner, because this is going to be really important going forward. So Rajiv, over to you.
Thank you, Thomas. Now let's bring together all the views which we have heard from Prem, Thomas, and Mr. Sunil. So today we have explored three critical shifts to reinvent your business for profit. One, of course, is changing the way you manage. Second, of course, developing your organization as a system, which is very, very important and critical, and creating a recognizable way to connect with partners, because that's the key. So, if you are ready to take next step, I'm excited to announce that Regenesis Quick Start Growth Workshop is on Saturday, 14th December. This is an interactive workshop where you'll learn 12 steps of Regenesis and leave as a certified Regenesis practitioner. So, this itself is going to be adding a lot of value to your CV or your business or whatever is your endeavor or purpose of joining the workshop. It definitely is going to make you fully equipped to implement these strategies. And plus, you will get access to 1 year of implementation support. That is our promise to you. And we all are available, whether it is myself, Prem, Sunil, and Mr. Thomas. So the best part is today we are offering the final few spots for just $99, down from 199 which we were offering earlier, to make sure that more and more people can make use of this offer and make join our workshop. So, but act fast. This offer ends as soon as these spots are filled. So click the link and in the chat and secure your place. Don't wait. This is your moment to pivot to profit. And through Regenesis, we are all there to help you out. And we are very excited to bring the best of Regenesis to you. So over to you, Prem.
Thanks, Rajiv. Indeed, thank you for having you people here today. Remember, the strategies we have shared are not just concepts. They have been proven principles that can be transformed your organization. If you have any questions, we are reachable on the links scrolling down, and you can reach us on LinkedIn with Rajiv, Sunil, Thomas, and myself being available for you to have a quick jump onto a chat that you can do, and we can talk more about on the workshop. If you want to you have any questions, better you join us on the Regenesis Quick Start Growth Program happening on the Saturday. And thanks for joining us today with the LinkedIn Live session. We'll see you in the next episode, which is 57th episode, Peak Performance, the Road to Massive Improvement, Improved Results, next Wednesday on the 18th of December. Looking forward to see you again. Thank you for joining us. Rajiv, Thomas, Sunil, any last words that you would like to add, or we would conclude the session?
Thanks,
Just
Prem. I
join the
think
workshop.
you explained. Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
Sunil,
Yeah, so
please
I
go
think
ahead.
Rajiv has already told. So take this opportunity and see you all who will participate, who will come forward, and we are here to support.
Okay.
Okay, that's great. I'd just like to add one little thing. If you go to the web page, this is the code that you need for that discount, and it's LF. So last few LF 1499. So that's the code LF 1499, and that's
Let
also in the
me
scrolling
bring
chat.
it over here. Can I put it here, Thomas?
That would be great. Thank you, Prem. That'd be
Yeah,
perfect.
I'll give me a second. I'll just add it here. Can you repeat it, Thomas? LF
LF1499.
1499. Okay. Food. Yeah.
That's
So I'm
perfect.
just scrolling it down here so that you have a view to it, and that's today we are offering this spot, and the code is LF1499. Please join us on Saturday. Register, and looking forward to see you all. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you, Sunil, for being part of the session.
Thank you.
Tomorrow's session that we are having is our 183rd session, Authentic Leadership in Action, Inspiring Growth in the Rapidly Changing World. Tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Looking forward to see you again. Good day. Bye for now. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you, Sunil. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thanks, Prem.
Thank you.